Journalist Sherree DeCovny says that 1 in 10 people working on Wall Street are psychopaths. And when she says that, she's basically quoting a forensic psychologist by the name of Robert Hare, who did several studies that basically determined that 1 in 10 people working on Wall Street are clinical psychopaths.
Yeah, look, I'm very skeptical about this. I mean, it's a fun little thing to say they're psychopaths, and you're going to explain to me good reasons why they are.
Right. Well,
but look, psychopath indicates that you're about to cut somebody's throat. Right? Now, cutting somebody's throat in the business world is different than actually cutting their throat in the real world.
Right, but the clinical definition of a psychopath is much broader than that. So keep that in mind, okay? And when you really read her piece and you delve into the details of, the characteristics that a psychopath has, it makes a lot of sense. So according to DeCovny, a clinical psychopath is bright, gregarious, and charming. He lies easily and often and may have trouble feeling empathy for other people. He's probably also more willing to take dangerous risks.
Yeah, there's only 2 relevant parts to that. I mean, just because you're charming and gregarious doesn't mean you're a psychopath. That's crazy talk.
Right.
Ironically. Okay. So the fact that you don't feel empathy for others, to me, that's when you're talking about, that's a dangerous person. Whether it's in the business world or it's, physical crimes or whatever it might be, the minute you can't feel empathy for someone else, watch out for that dude, right? So if that's, 10% of the Wall Street workers, okay, then I can see why they do some of the things that they do. And the risk-taking, I think that might be a different category, but yeah, I can see these guys taking massive risks too.
And also, people who are psychopaths, and this is interesting because there was basically a therapist who worked with all of these employees on Wall Street. And he said that a lot of them tend to have similar issues, right? They crave to lose because they get a rush out of that, right? And they're addicted to gambling. What happens is, it's just like any gambler. They lose a bet, and then they double down on a different bet hoping to win back their money. And if they lose again, it's almost like they enjoy that. They want to make an even bigger bet, right?
Right.
And you see similar actions happening on Wall Street.
Now, yeah, that's why I think you got to separate those issues. And look, I'm a gambler, and I know what they're talking about. It's not that you enjoy losing. It's that you enjoy the risk.
Yes.
You enjoy the buzz of that bet, win or lose, right? And believe me, when you lose, you want to make it up and you want to win. And that leads to taking crazier and crazier risk. And that's why sometimes you see on Wall Street, whoopsie doopsie, look at this guy, he just lost $10 billion and sunk his company. Oh well, right? That's because he's one of those guys who's addicted to that. But that doesn't make you a psychopath. The only part of this story that I'm buying is, if some of those dudes don't feel empathy for others, that's a dangerous guy. Do I believe some of those guys working on Wall Street? Yeah, that I would believe.
Right. And I think that in order to be successful on Wall Street, in order to be an executive, okay, or a CEO in Wall Street, you definitely have to lack some empathy. Because think about the number of people you lay off, the number of people you basically steamroll in order to achieve that kind of success.
Yeah, I mean, it's a more, a competitive world in that sense, especially in Wall Street than it is in some other places. So I get how that could lead to some success and hence have a sampling effect where, you get more and more people at the top that have less and less empathy for others. So I can see how that phenomenon. And she's not saying it's 90%, she's saying it's 10%.
Yes.
So.